Welcome seats. My name is Glitch, and this is the tutorial for how to make a custom TUG rune font. It's really simple, only takes a few minutes, and you get this really nice kind of handwritten feel to it. So, to start off, you have to go to this website called paintfont.com. Very simple site. Honestly, this thing makes making a font almost foolproof. This is the home page, so type in just paintfont.com and it'll bring you right here. Then scroll down, and we need to make a template. Now, this little box shows you all the different characters that are selected right now. We don't need all of these. So right now we're just going to get rid of the different characters that either aren't in the TUG language or we just haven't seen yet. Hopefully we'll start to see some number runes in some releases. I'm very interested to see how the seeds have kind of dealt with that. But that's just because I'm a nerd. Alright, so once we get all those other random things out, we're going to remove the numbers that we don't need. So, I mean, from what it looks like, the runes are kind of based on Latin. So the J, U, and W are just not in the language. So we're just going to get rid of that. And, I mean, even though the runes are the same for uppercase and lowercase, I'm going to leave in both sets. This is for two reasons. The first is it means you don't have to worry about what case you're typing in. Regardless of if you're trying to capitalize something or if you have caps lock on, it's just going to put out the runes. It's not going to mess up the font. If you try and type something in a font where it doesn't have a character for that, it actually jumps out of the font and over to another one, so it kind of breaks the flow and is annoying. In addition to that, the other reason I like keeping both sets in is just by going over and writing the same rune twice, it adds kind of an extra variety to it that really makes it kind of feel more handwritten, more alive. Even though they're the same runes, you're never going to make them perfectly identical. So those slight variances in a word where the capital letter is written just slightly different than maybe another letter in the word, it's those little imperfections that make it really feel handwritten. So once you've selected the characters that you want to use, you go down to this button, just create template, hit that, and really quick it just pops up this little, I guess it's a Adobe file or something. We want to open this up in Paint, but we're going to need one step between then. I did my first test in Photoshop, but I know not everybody's got Photoshop, so I figured, well, I might as well try to see if it can work in Paint, and it actually works really well. So you just open it up in like Adobe Reader. Okay, and then you're just going to save it as a JPEG. It's pretty much that's it. That's the step. Once you've got the JPEG saved of it, I've actually already got that saved, so I won't make it again. You go to the JPEG, and you just open it up, open with Paint. And there you go. Now you have your template in Paint. And of course, it's MS Paint. It's the simplest thing you can imagine. Go in, select what kind of brush you want to use. I guess I'll do the old-fashioned kind of Quill tip. Select your kind of size. Let's see what this looks like. That looks good. And get working. So it might be a little hard to see, but there's actually these kind of like light gray shadows on each box that show you what's supposed to be in it, and their approximate position. So this really helps as being kind of a guide. So you kind of just go over them as best as you can. I mean, it's not really that precise or that important if you're that precise. It's just kind of for your own benefit. You could put them anywhere you want, really. It doesn't really matter. Wow, it's very difficult to use a tablet while talking. I'm not very used to this, so. But yeah, you can use it either in the tablet, or you could just use a mouse, like I'm going to try right now. So that's how you would do it on the computer. Oh, I forgot to mention. This is my way of doing it, just to kind of save on the environment a little bit. The site's actually set up where you instead take this template, print it out, and then handwrite in these boxes the little characters. And then once the file's ready to upload, that and our tutorial are kind of going to intersect again, where you can really do the same thing. I mean, that way is technically easier because you don't have to have a tablet. You don't need to be like a magician with a mouse to draw this stuff. All you need is to be able to use a pen, and most people can do that. So I'm not going to make you suffer through seeing my terrible handwriting as I attempt to make these runes and talk. So I already actually did this earlier, and as you can see, these are much nicer. So once you're done on the paint file, just save that somewhere as a JPEG. It's somewhat important that it's a JPEG. I tried using, I think it was a PNG file first, and the transparency was really giving me issues with the upload. So you don't want to do that. But JPEG, very simple, small file. And once you have it all filled out, what you're going to want to do is go back to that website, paintfont.com, and once again, very simply, just upload filled out template, hit browse, just select your now filled out template. If you did it in the computer, then that's easy. If you print it out, you're going to have to scan it and obviously probably clean it up a little bit before turning it into a JPEG. But yeah, you just select that, name it, so say, I don't know, TUG runes. TUG runes. And I'm not quite sure what the font file format is. I'm pretty sure that's got something to do with spacing, but I don't know, so I'm not going to mess with it. And then all you do is hit send file. This takes a couple of seconds to kind of break your template down into a font, and then it pops up with the preview. These little rectangles, don't get concerned. They're just where the test kind of text had characters that we didn't use, so they're probably U's or W's. I doubt there's a J in their test footage or test text. And then below that is all of the different characters in your font. So this is a good preview. If you don't like what it looks like, you don't need to download it. You just start over. But if you're happy, then click download, and you're going to just want to open, hit OK, and it'll pop up this little font screen. It shows you basically what it'll look like in different font sizes. Then all you have to do is hit install. It takes a second to install it. And then if you go over without having to really mess with settings or anything, it does it automatically. It's now in your font list. So I named this TUG runes. Let's see. There we go. TUG runes. And yeah, the end. So the main reason why I wanted to make a tutorial instead of just making the font available to everybody. I mean, obviously, if you want to use the font I've made, just ask me and I'll send it to you. It's no big deal. But I wanted to make a tutorial so that everybody could see it's actually really easy to make these fonts. And I thought it would be really interesting to see the TUG runes not necessarily as a font that is the same between everybody, but as a written language where different people are using their own fonts that are their own handwriting, and you get that characteristic diversity that you see with just people. Handwriting is very rich, very interesting kind of expression of somebody. So being able to quickly put together a custom font so that you can express yourself with the TUG runes, but still be expressing your handwriting and your style, it's just really appealing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll be seeing more of you. I intend to make more TUG videos now that I actually have time. And yeah, I really hope that more people make their own custom fonts.